Freya, I will not forget this.
I will keep him safe. That's a mother's promise.
The cycle ends here. Must be better than this.
He saved your life!
He robbed me of everything! Freya! You are not the one who needs to die.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is your boy, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons, as all your support will really help this legally blind YouTuber remain motivated to continue making a variety of different type of videos on this channel, and through the YouTube algorithm will really help the channel grow. Right, so as you know, this video will talk about Freya from God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, and basically her characterization. For the full story, kindly follow the cutscene movies that several YouTube channels have made on this. Because if I did it, the video is going to be like 5 hours long or something. Also, the YouTuber Fat Brett has done a fantastic job doing a character analysis on Freya. Despite the fact that I disagree with him on a few minor points here and there, overall though, he hit the nail mostly on the head. Links to his videos are in the description below. But here's a brief history. Freya is a Norse goddess who was once leader of the Vanir of Vanaheim. She is very skilled in magic and also to a respectable extent in physical combat as well. The Vanir were at war with the Aesir until Mimir brokered a truce between the Vanir and the Aesir, proposing that Freya marry Odin. Freya and Odin agreed, but the Vanir saw it as somewhat of a betrayal. At first, the marriage worked very well. Odin and Freya were actually very happy, and Odin was actually putting a lot of energy into trying to make Freya happy and to keep her happy. Freya also taught Odin a lot about Vanir magic, and the peace lasted. But once Odin had no more use for her, and Freya stopped cooperating and helping Odin, Odin cursed Freya not to be able to harm anything through blade or through magic, even if it were to defend herself. This is because Odin is actually only after one thing: absolute knowledge. But this is a Freya video, so I'll try and keep the focus mostly on Freya. Freya was banished to Midgard, never being able to fully explore other realms, so she isolated herself under a giant turtle. However, she did have a son with Odin called Balder. The Norns, which are basically the sisters of fate in the Norse realm, prophesied a needless death of Balder. Therefore, to protect Balder, Freya blessed Balder with invulnerability to all things physical or magical. However, in doing so, Freya condemned Balder to live a life unable to feel anything, cannot taste food, cannot feel temperature, cannot feel physical companionship, basically a form of sensory deprivation. Balder went through this for well over 100 years. As a result, Balder absolutely hates Freya. Events transpire in God of War 2018 that eventually leads to Kratos killing Balder and Freya vowing revenge. However, Freya eventually learns to somewhat forgive, return as a Vanir goddess, gets justice against Odin, and eventually works with Kratos to form a pantheon of sorts to aid and assist all the realms. For this video, as Freya's story is told in 2 games, her character arc that comes full circle in a way is also told in 2 games. And also there's an additional part in the DLC which basically supplements her full circle characterization and just adds to how Freya ends God of War Ragnarok, the main game. So, I am going to break what follows into two parts as well. First, highlighting her arc in God of War 2018, and the next, highlighting her arc in God of War Ragnarok and beyond. Let us first start with Freya going from benevolent to vengeful. Our first interaction with Freya shows us that she is caring. She cares about others a lot. Now, given the fact that Freya was cursed, never being able to leave Midgard, and also never being able to harm anything, even to defend herself, we first see Freya using her magic to help something.
The last of his kind in all the realm, and you shoot him. You needed food?
Target practice.
Target practice.
I'm so sorry.
Keep that pressure on. The blame is mine. Should have kept a closer eye.
Will he die?
I will not let him. You. The arrow cut a tideway inside him. Find both ends and hold them tightly. Start with the left side. Grab it and hold. Now the right side. Hold it tight. Good. Now pull them together. Line them up. So now,
You're a witch.
I can't finish the healing here. My home is just beyond the trees there. You will carry him.
She is not using magic to harm anyone, but she's using magic to help. Very soon after, we actually see Freya caring for Kratos and Atreus in a way, by warning Kratos of how he will be pursued by the Norse gods, and also of how Kratos cannot keep the truth from Atreus forever.
I know you're a god. Not of this realm, but there's no mistaking it. He doesn't know, does he? About your true nature? Or his own?
That is none of your concern.
The gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders, trust me. I know. When they find you, and they will, they'll make things difficult. The boy will want answers.
That will be my problem.
Whatever you're hiding, you cannot protect him forever. But you're right. Doesn't concern me.
However, in the third interaction, we not only see her caring and empathetic nature, but also the first signs of deep regret.
Why help us?
Maybe I see more of myself in you than I'm willing to admit. Maybe by helping you, I'll make up for a lifetime of mistakes. Or maybe I just like you.
Even though we shot your friend?
Even though you shot my friend, yes.
And given that we know Freya's story of holding on too tightly to their child, there is a bit of empathy there. However, this clearly shows in Kratos' journey with Atreus, Freya even slightly sees a chance of vicariously acting in a role that she has not actually acted in over a century, but also has failed in that role when she acted in that role. At least how she sees it. She sees that she failed. These three traits, caring, empathy, regret, these three are throughout her characterization in this entire game series. The part of caring and empathy is shown in the next interaction with Freya.
I knew you weren't dead.
Hello.
Oh, can you bring a head back to life?
I'm not sure I understand what... Wait. Where did you get those? The arrows. Give them to me, now.
They were a gift.
Do as she says, boy.
These arrows are dangerous. They're wicked. You find any more, you destroy them, understand? Do you understand? Say it!
I understand. If I see them, I'll destroy them.
That's enough.
It worked!
Let me see him. Mimir? You there?
Yes.
Good.
Oh.
Hello, Freya. Been a long time. You look well.
What I did for them. As far as I'm concerned, death suits you better.
Where Freya drops everything and ensures, at least to herself, that Atreus never uses mistletoe. As we know that this is the one thing that can make her only son, Baldur, vulnerable again. The empathy part here is that even Kratos would do anything to protect his child. This will become extremely more clear later on. But the caring part, Freya revives Mimir's head and said that she did it only for Kratos and Atreus. And we know that Freya blames Mimir mostly for her current circumstances. However, in the very next meeting,
Freya! Open the door! We need your help! Woman, do you hear me? It is urgent!
I'm still a god. Go away.
The boy has fallen ill! Freya! He is ill.
Inside. This is no ordinary illness.
notice that Freya does not open the door when Kratos says it is urgent, but swiftly opens the door when she hears that Atreus is ill. And then...
When last we spoke, I was...
No. You were right to distrust the word of a god. No need to explain. Not to me, not for that. I will keep him safe. That's a mother's promise. Did I tell you that I have a son, too? It's been... forever since I last saw him. At his birth, the runes foretold a needless death. The babe in my arms was so... small. So helpless. I knew right then I would do anything to protect him. No matter the sacrifice. Of course, everything I did for myself. I let my needs, my fears, come before what he needed. And I couldn't see his resentment until it was too late. Don't make the same mistake.
That is a very heavy and well-crafted dialogue exchange. This clearly shows that Freya indeed does see Atreus as an opportunity to be a vicarious mother again, driven by the regrets of her failures of holding on to her maternal instincts too strongly, even at the expense of what her son needed. Also, that line...
No need to explain. Not to me, not for that.
Keep this line in mind, as I will use it later on to demonstrate the absolute brilliance of God of War's dialogue writing and storytelling. However, at the very end, Freya is still the overprotective mother. This is because after all she has been through, after all that was taken from her, the only thing she has left is a guarantee that Baldur was safe. She found solace in that knowledge. And this is why when that spell was broken, Freya absolutely flips out and tries to stop Kratos the best she can. And in the end, Freya is still the overprotective mother, despite telling Kratos specifically not to do what she's doing right now. But in the end, she realizes her mistake.
Just can't help yourself. Can you, mother? No matter what I do or say, you won't stop interfering in my life.
I was just trying to protect you. I've made mistakes. I know. But you're free now. You have what you want. Try to find forgiveness. We can build something new.
No. We can't. never forgive. You still need to pay for the lifetime that you stole from me.
I have paid. I have paid. But if that alone will make you whole, if seeing me dead will make things right, I won't stop you.
It took her so long because she had nothing left except the knowledge of her son being safe. Yes, the spell was broken, but at least he is still alive. And Freya at this moment thought that at least now his psychological wounds can heal. And just to detour a bit, notice this clip.
You could have walked away.
The cycle ends here.
This is such a well-placed repeat dialogue from God of War 2 when Zeus told this to Kratos. But more on that on another video if I ever make it. And look, if it brought Balder any peace, Freya was willing to allow Balder to kill her. And obviously Kratos was not having it. And in the end, notice Freya saying,
Feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell! That is my promise!
He saved your life.
He robbed me of everything! Everything.
Notice Freya repeatedly says everything. This is because given how deficient she was of her family and her home and her fighting abilities, Balder was all she had. He became her everything. And to a mother, a good mother, their child is indeed their everything. When Kratos killed her son, regardless of the situation, Freya lost the one thing she used to justify her suffering. People, how many times have you seen parents willing to suffer through anything if it meant the well-being of their children? Trust me, I know. This is something you will observe, especially in parents who have disabled children.
He chose this.
I will rain down every agony, every violation imaginable upon you. I will parade your cold body from every corner of every realm and feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell. That is my promise.
He saved your life.
He robbed me of everything. Everything. You were just an animal. Passing on your cruelty and rage, you will never change.
Here we see her caring and empathetic sentiments towards Kratos being replaced with the desire for vengeance. This will become clearer in the next chapter, where for a moment, for Freya, killing Kratos is her new everything. Let me first start with this. A lot of times in life, this axiom that vengeance does not solve anything is not true. Sometimes vengeance solves your need for revenge, and only after your vengeance is satiated can you think and see more clearly. Not a coincidence, people. But keep this also in mind. Freya is someone who listens to her heart. Metaphorically speaking, quite a bit actually when it comes to decision making. Notice at the very first scene of God of War Ragnarok, Freya goes after Kratos hard, as Kratos is the one who killed Balder. And now that Fimbulwinter has set in, the curses of Odin weakened, Freya can now attack. And she uses that to attack Kratos again and again. But notice this scene.
Freya, we're not your enemy!
Freya, wait!
Please don't make me do this!
Freya's expression seems to change ever so slightly. This will be seen again and again. For example, in this next scene,
Freya!
You should have stayed with Sindri. You shouldn't have come. He took my son. What makes you think I won't do the same?
You're better than this!
What do you know of me?
I know you haven't killed me yet, but you know who's to blame for everything.
I cannot get to Odin. Nor do I need to. Ragnarok will take him.
Claims Ragnarok's already been averted.
He lies.
Maybe. But if you know Groa's prophecy, you know it depends on an army of giants.
The giants wait for war in Jotunheim.
No. I've been there. There is no giant army. There are no giants at all. Just me in Jotunheim. We learned the truth. My mother was the last guardian of our people in Midgard. And that's not all. The giants have prophecies about me. They know me as Loki. I think maybe I'm supposed to help stop Odin, somehow. But since all the giants are dead and you won't fight Odin, then you've already won. Why aren't we working together? Now that you can fight again!
I am far from whole.
But we found Tyr. Maybe if you spoke to him...
Tyr's alive?
Yeah. We broke him out of Svartalfheim.
Impossible. The 9 realms are closed to all.
No. We opened up the way. We just don't know where to go next. But if we all band together...
Enough. Enough! Leave this place. Go and do not return. Go before I change my mind. Do not expect the same mercy for your father.
Freya not only knows that he came to meet Freya along with Sindri, but also Freya did not kill Atreus when she had the chance. This is because Freya at one point did take herself somewhat of a surrogate mother to Atreus, as Atreus did waken her maternal instincts to an extent. In God of War 2018, Freya, even for a little bit, felt like a mother again because of Atreus. And besides, Freya knows Atreus didn't kill Baldur. In fact, Atreus was the one who convinced Kratos to let Baldur go, saying that Baldur was no longer a threat.
Come on! Do it! Do it!
Stop. Please.
He's beaten, Father. Not a threat.
You will not come for us again. You will not touch her.
I don't need your protection.
Anyways, Atreus tells Freya that there's a way to undo what Odin did to her, even more than what has already been undone. But deep down, however, Freya wants justice. And vengeance is the form of this justice. As Freya is not vengeful by nature, she is kind-hearted by nature, but she is also a grieving mother. These next few scenes will make that very clear. In the next scene, when Kratos found out that the warrior he was battling was Freya, he immediately stops attacking. And
Every agony, every violation imaginable.
Kratos! You do not want this! Calm your mind! Control it! She was our friend. Atreus. Atreus. Are you harmed?
Maybe. For the moment. You're of more use to me. Alive.
people, unbelievably good storytelling and actor performance. But do you know what's going on through Freya's mind before she screamed? Like I said, she is seeking justice in the form of vengeance. Deep down, she knows that Kratos killed Baldur to protect her. And again, Kratos is protecting her from her own son, and also stopped attacking Freya once he found out it was her. And if you played the game, you know that if Kratos really wanted to kill Freya, he could have. But Kratos does not take Freya as his enemy. On top of that, remember, Atreus revealed to her a possible way to get back much of what she has lost. Something she cannot do alone. But that's the man who killed her son in front of her, her only son. Regardless of the reasons and situation, of course, anything a grieving parent would do is to try and kill the person who killed their child in front of them. So, look at this part of this clip again.
She was our friend. Atreus. Atreus. Are you harmed?
Do you see what's happening in her mind? In one sentence, her sense of justice started to prevail over unjust vengeance. And that sensation of vengeance, killing Kratos for taking Baldur away from her, was so strong. Something she has been feeding for so many years. She had to tame that instinct. Not only does she know that Kratos can actually help her, considering that Kratos is reluctant to attack her, leading her to the conclusion that Kratos would most likely help her. This is actually the beginning of her coming to this realization that Kratos is not the one who needs to die. And in Vanaheim, through Kratos' journey with Freya, as Kratos told Freya a part of his story. Basically telling Freya, not only does Kratos know what it feels like to lose a child, but to also lose that child that Kratos inadvertently killed by his own hands, as in showing an extreme level of empathy with Freya. This line from Freya in this cutscene sums up her sense of justice in the form of vengeance very well.
I suppose this is the point where I forgive you, or I kill you.
Have you decided?
To be honest, I don't think I can do either. There's still a part of me that is so angry. And it'll always be. It'll always be angry. But no. You are not the one who needs to die. I do see that.
And just to continue with this cutscene, I'm sorry to digress again, but oh my god, the dialogue, the acting, the directing, and even the music is so good. And remember, I told you something about repeated dialogue use being done very well?
Everything that's happened between us.
No need to explain. Not to me. Not for that.
No need to explain. Not to me, not for that.
In fact, this scene sums up very well Freya's desire for justice, even if it takes the form of vengeance.
I am so sorry to hear what happened to Baldur. He was only a boy when I saw him last, but I know he meant more to you than anything.
Yes.
And to forbear your vengeance in this way, it's truly an inspiration for those of us who believe in peace.
The only peace these realms will ever know is once Odin is gone. Believe in that.
So you're not here to prevent Ragnarok, you're here to bring it about.
I'm here to make sure Odin doesn't hurt anyone, the way he hurt us.
As I indicated, Freya's priority is justice. And by nature, she wants to help others. But she listens to her heart a lot. You will notice from here on, if you play the game, Freya constantly suggests going after Odin as soon as possible. Even when Kratos suggests to go after the Norns because Atreus is with Odin.
But if Atreus is in Asgard, there's no getting him back without an army. We should be raising one.
Yes, nothing like a catastrophic war to improve the situation. The boy seems quite capable. Perhaps if you simply give him some time.
You are not free of blame here. You encouraged his foolishness, his confusion. I do not seek war. But if Odin has stolen my son, do not doubt the lengths I will go to.
Your nature has always been clear, Kratos. But you, Freya. War is a first resort. That's not the Freya I knew.
And just to reiterate, as this chronologically happens right after the cutscene that I showed you just now, this interaction with fake Tyr sums up her sense of requiring justice completely.
But believe me, there is something beyond that.
And what is that?
Purpose. Purpose is the path that leads you to yourself.
So you would have me accept my fate? Lead your armies into war, secure your vengeance.
If securing our justice is not your purpose, then find another.
Notice that she frames what fake Tyr sees as vengeance as justice. To her, that is justice. And in the Battle of Ragnarok, in the cutscene where Kratos tells Atreus to open his heart to the Midgardians who are suffering that Odin is using as a human shield, notice this scene.
We will breach the wall at Hrimthur's Flaw.
With what army?
Atreus and I will be enough.
That's suicide.
It may be. But we will die seeking justice, not vengeance.
Kratos makes a distinction between justice and vengeance, in a way even more clearly than Freya did. And then, when Odin was defeated, where Kratos was instrumental in delivering Freya's just full vengeance, when Odin's madness was stopped, Freya says,
I have waited so long for this moment. And now that I'm here, I don't need this to make me whole.
We stopped his madness. That's all that matters.
That's what comes next.
this shows you that Freya instinctually actually prioritized justice over vengeance. But when she thought she had no way to get justice on her own, her maternal instinct took over, and the grieving, angry parent in her tried to kill Kratos. But now, she realizes she does not need to destroy Odin's soul to make her whole. She already got what she wanted deep down, justice. And I've touched on this before. This Odin death scene is done so brilliantly at every level. Everyone is right. Kratos, Atreus, Mimir, Freya, even Sindri. Everyone is right in doing what they did. But in terms of character arcs, this one line summarizes so many things so well and is another testament to the greatness, the absolute brilliance of God of War Ragnarok's dialogue writing and execution.
The family I thought I had was taken from me piece by piece. But there's comfort in the family I've chosen.
Did you notice how Freya sort of talks to Atreus like a mother? This is what Kratos and Atreus delivered to her. Kratos was compelled to, how did Freya put it? Rob her of everything. And in a way, Kratos and Atreus were instrumental in returning everything to her. From this point, Freya is focusing her energy to rebuild and to help others alongside Kratos. Even in Valhalla, if you notice where Freya's energy is focused, she wants to unite the realms for peace and prosperity. And she knows that Kratos would be better suited for this. And unlike Athena, who manipulated Kratos' need for vengeance to destroy Zeus, and then someone tried to manipulate Kratos to give her the power of hope so that she can rule the world, in Valhalla, Freya wants Kratos to take up that leadership role, and in a position seemingly much more influential than her own. This is her benevolent, or a better word to use here, selfless side coming out. Now that her quest for vengeance and justice has been satiated, she by nature is about peace and love. But do not mistake it for pacifism, people. Neither Freya nor Tyr are pacifists. This is a brilliant example of how to tell a character story arc in 2 games. With brilliant execution, brilliant dialogue, brilliant music, camera angles, and even actual acting. Through this journey, we saw how much pain Freya has. How Kratos was psychologically compelled to kill her son to protect Freya. And how through patience, forgiveness, and justice, Freya's wounds were slowly starting to heal as much as possible. And central to this is indeed Kratos' involvement. So to conclude, Freya is a very wise hippie who is leader of the realm of Newfoundland, where she's a Newfie goddess. I mean, Freya is a kind and caring soul with a warrior's spirit who lost everything including the one thing she treasured the most, her son, but now is on the path of recovery, and even has a surrogate son in Atreus. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Freya as a character and about anything else God of War Ragnarok related in the comment section below. I really look forward to reading them. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. My next big project might be about Ethan Winters from Resident Evil, or it might be about Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil, or it might be about a Fallout New Vegas character. So please do look forward to that. This is your boy, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.